Hello everyone, I SDS sir, I am in front of you with one more topic of grammar, and the topic that we will focus on today is subject-verb agreement. Now, what do you mean by this term subject-verb agreement? The rule says a singular subject demands a singular verb, whereas a plural subject demands a plural verb. This is the simple principle behind the subject-verb agreement. Now, a common question from most of the students, sir, what do you mean by singular verb and what do you mean by plural verb? So, friends, the subjects with end with s or es are plural, and the verbs which do not have s or es are plural. For example, my friends go to school. So, go is a plural verb, it does not have s or es, but my friend goes to school. So, my friend singular goes, it has es or es, it will be taken as a plural verb. So, goes goes will be a singular verb, whereas go will be taken as the plural verb. This is the way you can remember the things. Now, some rules you have to keep in mind. Indefinite pronouns such as everyone and everybody feel plural when we use a hum sab, har koi, har ek. It sounds to be plural, but they are always singular and they take singular verb. For example, everyone associated with resonance is proud to be a part of it. So, everyone is not plural, everyone means har ek. So, it will be taking a singular verb along with it and not are. Second, someone has to take the initiative, it is not someone or somebody have to take the initiative. The correct formation is someone has to take the initiative. None is regarded as singular, but it can be used both as well as in singular and plurals. None of the representatives has indicated how he or she. So, we are talking about the subject is he or she, they are singular, hence it will be singular. Whereas, none of the representatives have, here the have is used, why? Because we are talking about they, how they will vote. So, none can take singular or plural in the way it is used. I hope the things are clear, and this topic subject-verb agreement, many students feel it is a sore thumb of grammar. It becomes a bitter pill to digest to many. Some more rules. When two singular nouns refer to the same person, idea or thing, the verb or the noun is singular. See this statement, the actor and singer. The confusion is are there because it is there that whenever things are added with and, it becomes plural. But when we talk about single idea, single person, the verb will be singular. For example, the actor and singer. So, talking about only one personality, a same person who is an actor as well as a good singer. So, he is dead. So, when we put up the determiner the only once, so we at this show that it signifies only single person. So, the actor and singer is dead. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Not only Jack, it makes everyone a dull boy. But if they refer to different persons or things, the verb is plural. So, now how do you identify this? See this statement, the actor and the singer. Over here the actor and singer, we are talking about one person, but when I say the actor and the singer, this becomes two different personalities, and hence the verb will be plural, it will be are dead. Next important rule, two singular nouns intended to express jointly a single idea. Go through this. Fish and rice is or are the favorite food of the Bengalis. Fish and rice, two different things, but they always go hand in glove together, they always go together. Fish and rice. So, the correct answer is and not are. For example, idli and sambar, we do not say I want idli and sambar, we just say idli sambar, they always go together. So, fish and rice is the favorite food of the Bengalis. slow and steady, wins the race and not win the race. So, friends, keep this thing in mind. Two singular nouns intended to express jointly a single idea will always take singular verb. Next, collective nouns used as common noun. The verb is singular. For example, but the verb is plural if some division is taken. So, when we talk about collection, incomplete, it takes singular, but when that thing divides, then the verb will be plural. And the examples, the crew is well trained. What is crew? The staff. So, the entire staff is termed as crew. The crew is well trained. Now, look at this sentence. So, do not be predetermined that collective nouns always take the singular verb. That is incorrect. If the division takes place, the verb will become plural. For example, the crew were taken prisoners. Suppose the pirates came, the ship was hijacked and the crew सबको अलग अलग they were taken. So, now the crew was divided, that is the staff was divided, hence the crew were taken prisoners. One more example to emphasize this, the mob has dispersed, mob is bhid. So, some incident took place, the mob gathered over there. So, the mob has dispersed, अब वो वहाँ से चले गए, but the mob have started throwing stones. Now, the riots started taking place, दंगल शुरू हो गए and the people जो भीड़ थी they started picking up the stones and they started throwing. But it is not that everybody okay 1 2 3 throw, ऐसे नहीं. Somebody was inspiring them, somebody was instigating them, to be precise. चलो मारो पत्थर, and individually the mob divided and they started throwing stones. So, the mob have started throwing stones. Please think in your mind, if they are together, collection, singular verb, but if the division takes place, it will take a plural verb always. Moving on to the next example or the next rule. Two nouns connected by and not, like, besides, are followed by verb in the singular. For example, John and not his brother was present. So, we are talking about John and not his brother. So, John was present. So, whenever the nouns are connected by and not, like, besides, the verb is always plural. Silver as well as gold has fallen in price and not have fallen in price. Yes, as well as, so silver has fallen in price as well as gold has fallen in price. So, it will take singular and not plural verb have. Milk besides butter is sold or is supplied by this dairy. So, they are supplying both the things, but we are talking about milk, we are not talking about butter. So, milk besides butter is sold or supplied by this dairy. Moving on quickly with the next important example. Sam, like Ryan, is or are a good boy. So, what should be the answer? Is a good boy. Sam, Ryan जैसा, but we are talking about Sam. भले उसको compare कर रहा है with Ryan. So, Sam, like Ryan, is a good boy and not are a good boy. I hope these things are crystal clear with everyone. Now, if two subjects are joined by, as well as, together with, along with, in addition to, the verb agrees with the primary subject. Primary subject means the early one, the first one. So, if two subjects are there, then the verb will agree with the primary subject or the first one. The example, the teacher as well as the student. So, we are talking about there are two subjects, teacher and students, but now they are joined by as well as. So, it will always agree with the primary subject. So, the teacher as well as the students is absent today or are absent today. So, this is a place where many students tend to make mistakes. We talk as well as students, तो दिमाग में are आता है, but are becomes incorrect whenever the verbs or the subjects are joined by as well as, together with, along with, in addition to, with. They will always agree with the primary subject. So, the verb should agree with the teacher, and the teacher over here is singular, hence the verb will be singular. So, what should be the correct answer? the teacher as well as the students is absent today and not are absent today. One more example, I just changed the place of the subjects, the students along with the teacher. So, you should always agree with the primary subject. Now, the verb should agree with not the teacher, but it will agree with the students over here. Students is plural, hence the correct answer will be the students along with the teacher are absent today. Now, one more rule, two or more singular nouns connected by the conjunction either or, neither nor require a single verb, and this is straightforward. Either or, neither nor will always take a singular verb. When we talk about singular nouns, over here see the difference what I am trying to tell you. Here the subject, the number, the noun number changes. In this, one is singular, the other is plural. But when we talk about two singular subjects and they are joined by either or neither nor, it will always take a singular verb. Either the cat or the dog has spilled the milk or have spilled the milk, the answer should be has. Now, many times the students ask me, sir, how do we remember what is singular verb and what is plural verb? The verb which has s or es is singular. Keep this simple trick in your mind. This is a hint, a clue which you should always keep into your mind. You will never get confused that has is singular or have is singular. Has is singular. Next, neither praise nor blame seems to affect him. So, the verb which has s or es are singular. So, neither praise nor blame seems to affect him. So, when two singular nouns connected by neither or either or will always take singular verb. Now, remember this very important rule. This rule you always keep in your mind. You will never make mistakes in subject verb agreement. So, there were many connectors in addition to, together with, as well as. Keep those things away now. Remember this important rule. If the subjects are joined by not only but also, neither nor, either or. So, remember these three connectors, not only but also, neither nor, either or, and they differ in number of persons, that is one of them is singular, the other one is plural. For neither nor or either or, we know that if they are singular verbs, singular nouns, the verb will be singular, that we did in the rule prior to this. But if the number changes, then the verb should follow the number and person nearest to it. So, if one is singular and the other is plural, the verb will agree with the subject or the noun nearest to it. So, I will repeat this rule again, very important rule. If the subjects are joined by not only but also, neither nor or either or, and they differ in noun, number and persons, that one of them is singular, the other is plural, then the verb will always agree with the subject or the noun nearest to it. To highlight the example now, neither the PM nor his ministers, neither the PM nor the ministers desire war or desires war. The noun, the verb should agree with the nearest to it, that is ministers. Now, ministers is plural, hence the verb will be plural and the plural verb is without s or es. So, if you get confused, remember one thing, this s or es will be either in the subject or in the verb. So, ministers desire war and not desires war. One more example, not only his friend, but also he. So, over here anyway both are singular, so no problem, it will be he was absent from the class. Now, see this statement, not only he, but also his friends. I am talking about he singular, friends plural. So, the verb should agree with the subject nearest to it, subject is plural. So, the correct answer will be were absent from the class. Not only the officer, but also the 5 soldiers. Yes, I know you are up with the answer, and the correct answer is were killed and not killed. And why were? Because soldiers is plural, and if the noun is plural, the nearest one, so the verb will take the plural form, that is, it will be were and not was. I just change the position of the subjects now. Not only the soldiers, but also the officer. No doubt the subjects are same, but the position changes. So, the verb should agree with the subject. This is subject verb agreement, and in this case not only but also neither nor, either or. The verb agrees with the subject nearest to it, and over here officer is singular. So, the verb will have s or es. So, was is the correct answer. So, not only the soldiers, but also the officer was killed. Next, either the minister or the PM is to be blamed or are to be blamed. Yes, what should be the correct answer? The correct answer should be is to be blamed, because PM is singular. Either you or your friends have made this mistake or has made this mistake. Now, I know that the students must have come up with the correct answer. So, either you or your friends, friends is plural. So, the verb will be plural, have. So, friends have made this mistake and not has. Now, when either and neither are used as nouns or adjectives, they may be followed by a singular or they may be followed by a singular verb. For example, he asked me if either of the applicants was right or were suitable or was suitable. So, talking about दो थे either or, we asked for two, तो हमने इसमें से को एक, तो talking any about one. So, he asked me if either of the applicants was suitable, and it will not be were suitable. Next, neither of the men, दो जन थे, neither कोई भी नहीं. So, it will be singular was strong. So, neither of the men was strong and not were strong. Some more important rule now. A verb should agree with the subject and with its subject and not with the complement. What is complement? Yes, it is something which completes the statement. Our only guide was the star. We are not talking about the stars over here. With the subject over here is guide. Guide is taken as guide is singular over here. So, verb also will be singular. So, our only guide was the stars. But now, I will change the formation of the sentence. The stars were our only guide. Now, we are talking about what? We are not talking about the guide. The emphasis is on the subject, the stars. The stars is we are taken as plural. So, the stars were our only guide. Whereas, in the earlier one, we are talking about guide. So, our only guide was the stars. So, friends, do not make mistakes in such sentences. Very quickly, we will move on to the next one. Indefinite pronouns like some, any, none, all may be singular or pronoun, may be singular or plural, depending on what they refer to. Some of the food is cold. Some of the vegetables are rotten. Separate है, जहाँ सब सब्जी की बात कर रहे हैं, it becomes are rotten. But some of the food is cold. All she wants is to be happy. वो क्या चाह रही है? Is to be happy. Next, all her dreams have come true. उसके सब सपने साकार हो चुके हैं. It will not be that all her dreams has come true, all her dreams have come true. Next, very important rule again, a number of and the number of. The students might get confused in such things. So, a number of always takes a plural verb. number of will always take plural verb, whereas the number of will always take a singular verb. Please make a note of this important rule. Example to highlight this: the number of students is rising. So, the number, don't get confused with this, students R karna mat. The number will always take singular and a number plural. The number singular, a number plural. This is what you have to keep in mind. A number of students are absent and not is absent. The number of students, yes, is or are, yes friends, what should be the correct answer? The number of students is going down or the number of students is are going down? The correct answer should be the number of students is going down. The number always takes a singular verb. Phrases which express an amount, a quantity, a period of time or unit of distance always take the singular verb, even though the phrases may have plural nouns in them. And the examples: 50 rupees, rupees is plural, but we talk about 50 rupees is enough for your travel. This is the statement. So, phrases which express an amount, a quantity, a period of time, a unit of distance take the singular verb. 2 meters of cloth, 2 meters, but 2 number specified hai. So, 2 meters is needed to stitch a coat. Now, nouns like areas, binoculars, glasses, spectacles, trousers, shorts, briefs, jeans, scissors and so on, boots, slippers, shoes, socks, stockings, goods, and there are number of such nouns which end with s, but they will take the plural verb. Your jeans are dirty. Your spectacles look new. So, if the subject is plural, it will have an s or es. So, there will be no s or es in the verb. So, do not get confused whether it should be look or looks. This s or es will be reflected once, either in the subject or in the verb. Your pants are torn. However, if you say a pair of jeans, a pair of shorts, etc., a pair of trousers, then the verb will be always singular. For example, this pair of jeans is dirty. So, friends, it is not that jeans always or jeans or spectacles will always take plural. See the formation. If you are talking only about jeans, it will be plural, but a pair of jeans, we are talking about a pair, ek pair, yes, it will be dirty. It will take the singular form. So, these were a few important rules where subject verb agreement is concerned. Subject one of followed by plural noun takes a singular subject, and friends, one of should always be followed by a plural subject. One of the thieves, don't say one of the thief is also incorrect, you say one of the thieves. So, one of will always take a singular verb along with it, because बहुत सारे चोर थे, उसमें से कोई एक, हम एक की बात कर रहे हैं. So, one of the thieves was caught. One of my colleagues lives in the USA. It should not be in USA, in the USA. A typo error over here. Next, when two nouns or pronouns are joined by not only but also, the verb agrees with the second noun or pronoun. This was done in the earlier rule also. Not only but also, either or, neither nor. Not only the officer, but also 5 soldiers. Yes, I think this is repeated. This we have already done. Not only the soldier, not only the officer, but also the 5 soldiers were killed. It will agree with the nearest one. But not only the soldiers, but also the officer. We are talking about 2 subjects, soldiers as well as officer. But not only but also will agree with the nearest one. Nearest is singular. Hence, the verb will be was and not were. Two or more singular nouns connected by the conjunction either or, neither nor require a singular verb. I think this we have done. So, most of the rules are clear with you. Now, let us have a quick practice for this. Economics is an interesting subject. It is not that all the things ending with S or ES are taken as plural. The subjects in particular, physics, statistics, mathematics, they will be followed by is and not are. So, economics is an interesting subject. Next, the copy of these rules is on the desk or are on the desk. Again, a sentence which confuses. The verb agrees with the subject and not with the complement. We are talking about the copy and not the rules. So, the copy is singular. So, the copy of these rules is on the desk is the correct answer. Next, neither the teacher nor the students is responsible or are responsible. The verb will agree with the nearest one. Nearest one is plural. So, the correct answer is are responsible. Next one, Tom and Jerry, two different characters, but it is signifying one single idea. It is a cereal, Tom and Jerry. Do not take it as a name, it is a cereal. So, Tom and Jerry is my favorite cartoon cereal and not are my favorite cartoon cereal. Yeah, it is a name of a particular thing. Politics is or are not an easy game. Politics is not an easy game. A number of accidents. A number will take singular or plural. A number will always take plural. So, a number of accidents were reported. So, the correct answer is were over here. Her classmates as well as she. One singular, one plural, the other one is singular. So, just remember that rule, not only but also, either or, neither nor. If you have this thing in your mind, the other connectors will always follow. So, not only but also, either or, neither nor will take the subject nearest to it, rest will take the primary subject or the first one. So, it will take this plural. So, her classmates, this is plural. So, the verb should agree with it. Her classmates as well as she are hard working. She as well as her classmates. Now, the position shifted of the subject, she as well as her classmates. So, the verb should agree with classmates or she. Yes, it should agree with the earlier one. The primary subject is she is singular. So, the correct answer is she as well as her classmates is hard working. Whereas, in the other statement, the earlier one, her classmates as well as she are hard working, and she as well as her classmates is hard working. And finally, one more statement, the house with all its fittings and furniture was sold or were sold yesterday. Look at this sentence very carefully. Students, quickly come up with the answer ki were sold. But friends, we are talking about house. It is to agree with the subject and not with the complement. So, the house with all its fittings and furniture was sold yesterday. So, this is all where subject verb agreement is concerned. Go through the things, revise properly, and see you again very soon with a new video tutorial on some new interesting topic. Till then, enjoy learning and thank you all.